Welcome back to Sow, Grow and Cook. It's the beginning of September. Let's see what I've been harvesting from the garden. Wow, look at the runner beans. They just go from strength to strength. The bees love the flowers. Okay, so I've picked quite a lot of these now. And the rest I'm going to start leaving for dried beans inside. This variety is called Moonlight and it's got white beans. So I'll use it as a butter bean type bean for soups and stews. It's very, very prolific and it seems to have really enjoyed growing on the hazel stick frame that I put up in May. Look at all of these. Really lovely long pods. They're getting a bit tough now, so that's good. That means they're going to start developing their seeds inside. And fingers crossed we're going to have a dry autumn. Ha! We shall see. And here's my squash bed. Now, I have got quite a lot of squash in here. It's hard to see because it's a little bit of a jungle. And I've got lots of different varieties. And they're getting big. Oh yes, here's a nice one here. I think that's Priest's Hat. Seeds given to me by a friend. Michelle, if you're watching. Doing very well. And I've got, just noticed this one in here. And oh look, we've got a little uchiki curry squash as well. There's lots of different varieties growing in here. So much foliage. Oh look, a sweet potato squash. Now I've never grown that before and there's several of them, but I hear they're very lovely and good for soups and stews. Not too far from climbing French beans. I grow the Cosy Violetta, which is a purple French bean, really tasty. They turn green when you cook them. And I've also planted Marvel of Venice, which is a yellow flat podded climbing bean. They're really nice. I use them in warm vegetable salads. Very nice texture, easy to grow and quite prolific. And apart from the lovely colours, the thing I like about growing different coloured beans is it makes them so much easier to find in the foliage when you're picking. So there's no kind of rooting around and missing things because they're so easy to see. Right, I've harvested quite a lot of my potatoes now and taken out the climbing, shelling peas and put some spring cabbages in their place and some Savoy cabbages. Hopefully these will do well and won't get completely devastated and decimated by the snails and the cabbage butterflies. But I haven't seen too many of those around. They've probably been put off by all the rain we've had recently. Okay, I've harvested my pink fir apple potatoes. They're kind of a funny looking shaped potato, quite long and knobbly. The texture is very waxy. They're an excellent salad potato. I'm going to have to go through these because some of them have got little holes and nobbled bits from slugs and probably rodents as well. But I've just put them there temporarily till I can get to them and covered them up with black plastic so the sun doesn't turn them green. There we've got a lesser spotted Stella growing between the courgettes and some leeks. Hello, Stella. And in this bed here, I've harvested my main crop potatoes, partly because it looked like the plants were getting blighted, and I thought I better cut my losses and just get them out. Okay, there's 2 or 3 different varieties here. We've got a white variety, and we've got a very dark red variety that's got beautiful red flesh, and then we've got a red-skinned variety that's got white flesh. I think this one is more of a waxy texture, again better for boiling, and these are good for roasting, mashing, kind of multi-purpose. And later on in the video I'm going to show you what I do with some of the potatoes that need using up quickly because they've got damaged bits or they've got a little bit of a boo-boo on that you need to cut out, but you don't want to throw the whole potato away. And also what to do with lots of these little potatoes if you get stuck with quite a lot of little potatoes, because storing those is a bit, I don't know, a little bit fiddly. Okay, we're back in the kitchen now, and I've got some of the potatoes that need using up. And this is just a fraction of some of the ones that will not store. And the reason for that is we've had a little bit of blight on some of the potato plants, and I'm a little bit concerned that the skins didn't have time to cure. A couple of the potatoes I actually sliced with my little spade when I was digging out some of the harder to reach ones. So I'm going to have to deal with that. And there's some little potatoes that, I don't know, they're okay, but sometimes I get stuck with quite a lot of these and I don't want to keep them in my shed for months on end. Although you can if the skins are intact and there's no little bruises and things on it. But I'm going to give these a really good wash, and I don't think the skins are brilliant. So normally I would keep the skins on if it was clean and unblemished, but there's all sorts of little funny marks on it. So I'm going to wash this really well, peel it, and then get back to you. Same goes with this one. It's got quite a few marks on it. I may have to cut away quite a lot of this one. This one I accidentally sliced in half, but most of it is still good to use. Right, with the magic of video, I shall be back shortly. Okay, while the kettle is boiling, I'll show you where I'm up to. I've given these potatoes a really good scrub, and I've cut out most of the bad bits here. The skins are just not good. I'm going to chop them up into smaller pieces. I'm chopping all the potatoes up into small pieces. The small ones that have the unblemished skins can be sliced in half, or you can leave them whole if you prefer. And when they're all cut up, I'm going to put them in a saucepan and parboil them for 2 minutes. Okay, so the potatoes have parboiled for a couple of minutes. I've drained them and I have, believe it or not, you can see the steam rising off it, but I have rinsed them several times under cold water to stop the cooking process. I've drained them well, and I'm now just putting them on a tea towel in a tray to dry them off. Air dry them a little bit. And once we've done that, they dry quite quickly. I'm going to put these back in the pan. I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil. You can put olive oil if you like, but I'm just going to use bog standard vegetable oil. Give them a little toss, and you can then at that point add a little bit of salt or seasoning of your choice, bag them up and pop them in your freezer. And then next time you want quick roasted potatoes, take them out, get your pan hot in the oven with a little bit of oil on the bottom. When the pan is hot, put these in, it doesn't matter if they're frozen, and roast them on a high temperature with other things that you're roasting already in the oven to save fuel and things. And they should cook up in about 20 minutes or so. And it's a really great simple tip. It's a little bit time consuming now, but it kind of gives you convenience later on. Now, lots of you have done this already, and I got this tip from my friend Lizelle. If you're watching, Lizelle, thank you. I know I'd asked you if I could use this tip on my video about 3 years ago, and I've only just got around to doing it now. Just shows how deeply disorganized I can be at times, but it's a great tip. Very simple, and give it a try. Anyway, thank you for watching So Grow and Cook, and hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.